Now on my last camping trip, we ran into a problem with our tent poles. The shock cord broke. Luckily, I was able to get it tied back together to put up the tent and have a great camping trip. But now that we're back home, I want to show you how to replace the shock cord in your tent poles. It's pretty easy to do, saves a bunch of money over buying a new tent. This cost me about 20 bucks off Amazon to get 100 feet of the shock cord. I'm Mike with Tomahawk DIY. Let's take a look at how this is done. I'm going to start with a few supplies. I've got my shock cord. I've got some tape, some kind of clamp or vice grips. I've got this pole, which I'm really just using because it's got sticky tape from the end from this tent pole replacement kit, and the poles to get repaired. Now I'm going to start by getting this tent pole stretched out. It's important as you fix the tent pole that you make sure you're putting them together the same way so you don't have to redo it. The easiest way I've found to do that is get them all lined up. You're going to work from one end to the other. I'm going to start by taking a little bit of tape and putting it around the end of the shock cord to make it easier to thread through the pole. Now this is a 1/8 inch shock cord, and it just barely fits through my tent poles. I thought I might have to try and dial down to get 3/32, which is harder to find, but it is out there. So take a measurement, make sure whatever you buy can be returned if you end up with shock cord that's too big to start. Alright, with my cord ready, I'm going to take and start at one end of my tent pole. This is the moment of truth. We're going to cut our old shock cord. You want to get your tape nice and tight. Shake out this old one. This is, you'll see later where this comes in handy to have something small with some sticky tape or glue on the end to help pull it out. I'm going to begin chasing this down. We've got it through the first pole. Time to go to the second one. And then there's an important trick at the end, so be sure you're sticking around for that. Now, if you happen to have a tent pole like this one, this is one of my old ones. Obviously it's been duct taped back together. The pole is splitting apart here. That's a real pain, and the duct tape doesn't hold. So check out my other video about using this fiber fix, and it's keeping it in great shape. This stuff holds like rock. Now one more trick. You'll notice I'm coming from this direction where it's really easy to get my shock cord to go into the tent pole. So make your life easy. Figure out which way is the easiest one to go through before you begin. Now you might notice I chose Tomahawk DIY green, but this shock cord comes in a bazillion different colors. Now I do appreciate if you purchase your shock cord through that Amazon affiliate link. It costs you nothing extra but sends a small commission to Tomahawk DIY. Here we are, the last pole, and I can't get the cord to go through. Having a little wire, a little something with some glue, some adhesive, put it down there. What I'm trying to do is get a hold of the shock cord knot to pull it out. There we go. Okay, we got it pulled out. Pull this. I'm going to be sure I turn my tent pole back around the correct direction and then chase the last of it through. Now that it's threaded through all the poles, I'm going to remove this tape and tie a knot. Now one of the nice things about using this 1/8 inch shock cord that just barely fits through my tent poles is that a single knot should hold it in quite nicely. Like that. Okay, now I can start chasing this back through all the poles. As I do this, I'm lining them up. Okay, my old shock cord's all pulled out. My new shock cord, I want to tighten it. So this is where the clamp comes in handy. And I really don't know a good way to tell you how to tighten this other than pull it to what seems to be a good tightness and then try undoing a couple pulls and see how it goes. So like that feels to be pretty good. Not too loose, not too tight. Maybe it could be a touch tighter. I'm going to go ahead and just tighten this just a little bit more. See how that feels. Alright, it feels pretty good. Kind of pulls these pulls together, but not impossible. So, what I'm going to do is just pull myself a little bit extra, clamp it, cut it, So I'm just going to tie a knot in this end. Make sure it's big enough it's not going to get sucked back through the tent pole. And then I can remove the clamp. Okay, well, there you have it. You saw just how easy it is to use this shot cord to fix your tent poles and go from a mess of old ratty shot cord that's not stretchy to this new stuff. I appreciate it if you decide to buy new shot cord through the Amazon affiliate link that I'll include down in the video description and comments. Please subscribe and like the video. Also, be sure to check out my other tent repair videos where we show things like patching holes in your tent and repairing a tent pole with fiber fix, like I've done here. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.